Hi everyone, today I'm sharing 6 fragrances that I've been wearing over the past week and obsessed with. I'm also going to be getting into the fragrance combinations I've been layering with and sharing the general feedback I've gotten around me from people that have experienced these fragrances on me. So with that being said, if this is your first time watching this channel, hello, my name is Anya. I love perfumes and I talk about them here every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, along with a ton of bonus content in between. I am excited about this video today because I have quite a mix of affordable and niche perfumes, and that is definitely something I try to do on this channel on the regular because I do think that there is space for really affordable designer and niche options to all coexist, and that's what I have in my collection and that's what I share on my channel. So with that being said, let's start out with a brand that I am so excited about. This is called Pernoire, and I have a new fragrance from them. Well, it's new to me, it's not new in general, but it's a new fragrance that I just recently received from the brand. This is called Naki, and I do think this is quite an interesting fragrance, especially for the summertime, and I am excited to spotlight it to you. This is essentially a peachy gourmand perfume with a refreshing green twist that makes it very zesty, and it also has aldehydes. You know how much I love aldehydes. So let's get into the scent pyramid. We have notes of peach, aldehydes, white musk, fig leaf, white blossoms, passion fruit, sea breeze, vanilla, almond blossom, osmanthus, and sandalwood. So this is an interesting one because you hear passion fruit and peach and you think it's going to be a little bit more syrupy than it actually is. I think the sea breeze note here kind of like lends a bit of like a saltiness, like a not salty in an overt way, but like this refreshing quality, which is kind of fascinating. And it also has aldehydes, which, as you may already know, aldehydes really help a scent travel, so it really helps with the sillage. A lot of my favorite fragrances have aldehydes in them, and I do love when brands incorporate aldehydes into fragrances because it really adds to that experience. It really has a benefit with the sillage, and it just makes a fragrance that much more interesting. So yeah, this is a really pretty fragrance. I think it's lovely for the summertime. I did get their discovery set, they gifted it to me, and I went through all the fragrances, and this was one of the ones that really stood out to me, especially for this time of year. So that's why I'm really happy to have it, and it's really quite beautiful as well. Another fragrance from the brand that I've been obsessed with, and I highly recommend it if you're interested in something truly unique and special and elegant. I featured this last week. This is Kama, and this is their 2024 release, and boy oh boy is this a stunning perfume. This has a lot of different notes, but the hero notes here are cotton candy, blackberry, and leather. I know, very interesting. You have to smell this one. It's not polarizing in my opinion. It's very unusual, but I can definitely see a lot of people really liking this one, and this has been the compliment getter out of the two fragrances. This one, Naki, is one that I personally really enjoy. I think it's a beautiful fragrance for hot weather. It's one that I find very refreshing and zesty and beautiful. But if you're looking for compliments, Kama is the one to try. This is like your date night fragrance. This is the fragrance that you want to wear when you want to be magnetic. This is that perfume. It's beautiful. It's so smooth and gorgeous. I do have a discount code, or actually 2 discount codes with Pernoire at the moment. I'm happy to share them with you because Pernoire is becoming one of my favorite niche brands, and I'm happy to have these codes so then you can try the brand and experience a few discounts. So I have one code called Anya DK for 20% off the discovery set. So you can try the discovery set out and go through all the fragrances because they have some really interesting combinations. I would not recommend blind buying these perfumes. I would recommend getting the discovery set first. So you can get 20% off the discovery set with that code, and then you can also get a free travel size with the purchase of a 50 milliliter bottle with the code Anya in all caps. So again, those 2 codes, I'm excited to have them so you can get a discount, so you can get a little bit of a free item with those, and I will put those down below in all my videos. So yeah, I haven't really had that codes that much before, but I'm trying to make sure that if I do have a code, it's with a brand that I actually really do enjoy. And so far, I've really loved Pernoire, and I do recommend their fragrances, and I especially recommend you get that discovery set. So next up, I have a fragrance combo that's very affordable. Let's segue into something a little bit more affordable this time. Two fragrances that I wore together. I wasn't expecting to wear them together, but here, these are them. I have Thé Blanc by Solinotes, and then I have Ormonde's Mystique Bouquet. So Mystique Bouquet, by the way, it's on sale right now for like around 30 something dollars. I think I bought it for 40 something dollars. So it's on sale. I'll put it down below. Thé Blanc is also on Amazon. So these two fragrances, they're in my storefront, but let's get into the notes for Thé Blanc first. I actually got this fragrance recommended by Fumi Monet over on TikTok, so I was curious to try it out because it's a little bit different compared to what I have been getting lately. It's a very light and refreshing. It's a tea fragrance, but this is supposed to include notes of bergamot and cardamom, sage, tea, and then osmanthus and white musk. So this fragrance comes off as very refreshing. I don't really get the cardamom as much as I get like the white tea and sage combination, but it's not overtly herbal. It's very refreshing. So yeah, that's what I'd say about this fragrance. Quite refreshing. I paired it with Ormonde's Mystique Bouquet, and I don't know why I slept on this fragrance for as much as I did, because this is such a gorgeous perfume. It's like a floral fragrance with a very velvety peach accord. I believe there's osmanthus in here, and I think that it also has white florals in the form of lily of the valley as well. It's beautiful. Here's a curious thing, okay, and here's where the feedback from people around me comes in, right? So I wore these fragrances together to work in the office, and I was not expecting these fragrances to project as much, because to be honest, whenever I wear these fragrances, especially together, I don't really get them as much. Like, I don't smell them as much. To be honest, I probably shouldn't do this, but I did spray over 5 sprays of these fragrances, and I walked in and my coworker was across the room, and he made a comment about how I smelled, because I mean some of my coworkers, they do know that I do like perfumes, so every now and then we'll like chit chat about like, you know, like what I happen to be wearing, or like new fragrances, stuff like that, you know, like just like casual. So I walked in, and he said, "What are you wearing? I can smell you from across the room." And I was like, oh my goodness. Because like that's not something you necessarily want to experience when you're going into the office. You want to be wearing something that's a little bit more nonchalant. And I thought this was nonchalant. I thought this was lighter, and I was like, this is not the reaction that I was anticipating, because at work you typically want to wear something that's a little bit lighter. You don't want to wear something that's going to be smelled from across the room, and that was my mistake here. But I was not expecting that from these, and yeah, I guess this one is the strong one. This one is definitely the lighter one of the two. But yeah, Ormonde's Mystique Bouquet, apparently the sillage here is considerable, because he could smell me from across the room, and I couldn't really smell myself as much. I mean, I could smell myself, but not to that same extent. So it's kind of curious. Yeah, definitely unexpected. But now I know that Mystique Bouquet is actually way stronger than it presents itself as. It's not like a fragrance that seems to be strong, but it is strong. And Thé Blanc, it's like lighter. It's lighter, it's refreshing. It's not going to last a ton of time, but I like pairing it with other perfumes. It's just a pretty white tea kind of scent. Quite nice. So yeah, these together, I really like this combination, but I think I will tone it down for work. This next perfume I've been loving for on the go when I want to go outside. I wore this perfume yesterday for a workout. And I really, really do like it a lot. It's Maillard by Lattafa, and it's like your perfect fizzy raspberry scent. It has a bit of lychee in here as well as peony. So if we go into the scent breakdown, we have top notes of lychee, raspberry, and violet leaf. And then we have a mid of white rose, peony, jasmine, and then a base of musk and vanilla. This perfume leans very fruity, especially with that raspberry. And yes, it's like my favorite go-to girly casual scent for everyday use. I think it's really great. It lasts a reasonable amount. I wouldn't say it's a powerhouse like the Afnan one. I feel like that's an unexpected powerhouse. This one is like a good moderate performer. I wore this outside. I was in the heat and I did not feel like it was too cloying. I did not feel like it was too much, and it was good because like the humidity here in the Northeast has been insane. It has been so humid and so sticky, and that's why I have been gravitating towards these refreshing perfumes simply to shy away from the heat, because the heat has been insane, the humidity even worse, but this is like one of those perfumes that I've really been enjoying to try to counteract that. So yeah, Mayar by Lattafa, I really, really like this one. The next fragrance is a little travel spray that comes in an adorable box, and I have been very much enjoying this one, more than I actually anticipated, because this is one of those like understated scents that you look at and then you wear and you're like, okay, now I see it. This is that perfume. So this is by Ormonde Jayne, and this is called Sakura. I have the travel spray, and to be honest, I'm kind of like, I'm tempted. I actually kind of do want to put the full bottle on my wish list, because I'm a fan of this. I really, really like this one. This is a citrusy rose perfume, and it's actually quite complex now I'm looking at the scent breakdown. So you have top notes of green notes, bergamot, pink pepper, lime, coriander, and mandarin orange, a mid of cherry blossom, cyclamen, osmanthus, freesia, water lily, violet, and rose, and then a base of cedar, sandalwood, musk, amber, Madagascar vanilla, and tonka bean. This fragrance has a lot of different layers to it. Makes sense because the scent pyramid is so complex. But what I like about this one, and actually I like to test it more on skin. Yeah, I really like the opening here. So like you definitely get the lime in the opening. It's like a very beautiful floral fragrance as well. There's a bit of fruitiness in here, but something that I've discovered about Ormonde Jayne, because I've smelled a few of their scents and I do have a full bottle from them, they have a lot of different notes in their fragrances, and their fragrances end up being very complex, but the way they're executed is like very smooth, elegant, almost understated. You won't necessarily smell all the different notes overtly because they're so well blended together. So here, I mean, I am smelling the lime in the opening, and that's like one of my favorite parts about this perfume. And I do smell the florals as well. I get the freesia, I get like the pillowiness of that osmanthus. But this is just like one of those beautiful perfumes. It's not trying to be too much, but at the same time, it's very elegant. And there's something quite special to it. You don't really get a lot of lime in fragrance notes. And what I like about the lime note is that it can be so refreshing and zesty and beautiful. And I really do like it here. So I don't know, I might get the full size. We'll see. Yeah, I have like a little bit of a dent, which is not too bad. But if I use this up more than halfway, I definitely will seriously consider getting the full-size bottle of this, because I really, really do like it, and I'm happy to have this in my collection. Sakura by Ormonde Jayne. I've been wearing this a few days of the week, and I would say this is probably a better office fragrance than the other combination I had. The other combination I love. I think that's a great one, but probably not appropriate for the office. This would be more appropriate. I should do like an updated office fragrances video. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Okay, I'll put that on the list. But yeah, anyway, those are all the fragrances I have to share with you. Quite a list. I'm really happy with this selection. Let me know, is there anything that stood out to you? Are there any fragrances that you think I should try? But yeah, thank you for watching till the end of this video. I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you next time. Bye.